Tesla Motors Incorporated and Solar City Corporation shareholders approved the electric car maker's purchase of the solar installer. Vattenfall has been granted approval by the Danish parliament to move forward with the development of 2 offshore wind farms, and the chief editor of Renewable Energy World joins me to discuss the emergence of women in the power industry. It's Wednesday, November 23rd, and this is Power Today. Hello and welcome to Power Today for Wednesday, November 23rd. I'm Cassie Haley. We begin today's edition of Power Today with news that Tesla Motors Incorporated and Solar City Corporation shareholders have approved the electric car maker's purchase of the solar installer in a deal that's poised to test Elon Musk's vision of a one-stop shop for clean energy consumers. Bloomberg News is reporting that more than 85% of Tesla shares voted in favor of the deal. Shareholders are signing off on Musk's plan to combine and more efficiently run both companies. Tesla has lost about $4.8 billion in market capitalization since its initial offer to buy Solar City on June 21st, while the latter company's value declined by about $86 million. Musk said during a recent meeting with Tesla shareholders, "We're trying to make an integrated product, so you have an integrated solar roof with a Powerwall and an electric car, and you just go into a Tesla store, just say yes, it just happens. It all works. It's seamless, and you love it." Tesla has forecast that Solar City will add $1 billion in revenue to the combined company next year and $500 million in cash to its balance sheet over the next 3 years. The combined company's attention will now turn to the potential aftermath of America having elected Donald Trump as its next president. The real estate mogul has vowed to relax environmental regulations and tapped Myron Ebell, a climate change skeptic, to head his Environmental Protection Agency transition team. Gordon Johnson, an analyst at Axiom Capital Management Incorporated, recently downgraded 7 solar companies, citing his expectation for less favorable renewable energy policies from a Trump administration. You can read the full story as well as other renewable energy news and information at renewableenergyworld.com. In other power news, Swedish state-owned utility Vattenfall has been granted approval by the Danish parliament to move forward with the development of 2 offshore wind farms. On September 12th, the Danish authorities announced that Vattenfall had won the tender to develop and build wind farms on 2 sites off the west coast of Jutland. The plants would provide a capacity of 350 megawatts. Magnus Hall, CEO and president of Vattenfall, said, "This means more affordable renewable electricity for the Danish population and a quicker route to making Denmark independent of fossil fuels." The approval ends a lengthy consultative process after concerns had been expressed about facilitating these nearshore projects. However, the argument that the farms would disturb horizon views was overcome. Construction phase is scheduled to start in 2019, with first power being supplied in 2020. You can read the full story as well as other power news and information from around the globe at powerengineeringint.com. We're going to take a short break. When Power Today returns, the chief editor of Renewable Energy World joins me via Skype from her East Coast office. Inside the Industry is up next. Stay with us. From December 13th through 15th, thousands will be in Orlando for the largest power industry show in the world, PowerGen International 2016. Hello, I'm Cassie Haley, host of the daily power news and information show, Power Today, and I'm here to tell you about a great way to get your message to the PowerGen audience. At this year's show, I'll be conducting content interviews with a select group of companies and thought leaders who recognize the importance of video in marketing their message. These one-on-one interviews will be featured on Power Today and will then be made available to use in any way you'd like. Power Today airs daily across a broad variety of Penwell sites, including Power Engineering, and has become a known and respected brand within the world of power. We take pride in keeping the power industry informed and telling our viewers about the exciting stories, people, and companies that are moving the industry forward. This is your opportunity to reach the ideal audience and to make sure your message is heard. I've been speaking with Bill Newsom today about Mitsubishi's J-Series gas turbine, the M501J. There is limited time available to schedule your PowerGen interview, so please don't put off locking in what could be your best marketing investment of the year. I'm Cassie Haley. I look forward to speaking with you at PowerGen International. Welcome back. Jennifer Runyon is the chief editor of Renewable Energy World. She recently joined us via Skype from her East Coast office to discuss the emergence of women in the power industry. Here's today's Inside the Industry. Welcome to Inside the Industry. We're joined again today by Jennifer Runyon. Thanks for joining us, Jennifer. Why don't you catch us up on the world of renewables?
Thanks so much for having me, Cassie. It's great to be back to talk to you a little bit about what's going on. So, as you might imagine, the renewable energy industry is still very unsure about what to expect under a new Trump administration, although there's a few glimmers of hope here and there, and one is really centered around the grid. Trump has said that he would like to upgrade infrastructure, and the U.S. electrical grid is in dire need of being upgraded. We need better grid infrastructure to bring that wind power to the people. We've been building lots of wind farms in the U.S., and we need, frankly, more of it and more transmission lines to get that power where it needs to be. We also need better interactive transmission. So that's where, or really on the distribution side, so that's where someone with solar power on their home can feed energy back into the grid. The utility can see that energy coming, manage it well, and all of that is ripe for renewal and for help with infrastructure upgrades. So there's some hope there that the Trump administration could actually do some good benefit for renewables. But what I really want to talk to you about today is another hat that I wear, and that is as the chair of the Women in Power Committee here at Penwell Corporation. And so the Women in Power Committee was formed in 2013 as a way to recognize women who have worked in this very male-dominated industry for a really long time. And so each year we have our small committee of women, which ranges from about 10 to 14 women. We ask the industry to nominate women in the industry who they respect, admire, who have done great works. And each year we name a Woman of the Year, so a Power Gen Woman of the Year. We do that at our annual Power Generation Week conference, also known as Power Gen.
Which is coming up very soon, right?
Which is coming up December 13th through the 16th. And so we've just now named our finalists. I'd like to let you know who they are. We have 3 Women in Power finalists. The first is Sherry Blauwickel. She's the Executive Director of Black & Veatch's Global Shared Services for the Power and Oil and Gas business lines. She oversees 2,300 people. She's got quite a powerful job. We're really pleased to honor her as one of our finalists. Our second finalist is Roxanne Laird. She's with Southern Company. She's the Director of the National Carbon Capture Center, and she manages 200 employees. Also has been working in the industry for a very long time. Roxanne was actually a finalist last year, and her colleague won at the time. So she's been nominated again by a whole different person, someone else who admires her, and she's also made it to our list for our finalists. So good luck to her. Our last finalist is Caroline Wynn. She is the Chief Energy Delivery Officer for San Diego Gas and Electric, another really big job. After she was nominated, she was actually named to be the incoming Chief Operating Officer for San Diego Gas and Electric. Really big role in the industry. All 3 of these women will be at Power Generation Week at Power Gen. During our keynote, we'll announce which one of them is our Woman of the Year. And immediately following that keynote, which again is on December 13th, we will have our Women in Power luncheon where these 3 women will participate in a panel discussion about what it's like to work in an industry like this.
I definitely look forward to that announcement and will be in attendance at that luncheon. Can't wait to hear from these women. Can you tell me what the actual increase of women in this industry has been over the last several years?
Yeah, so our winner last year had such a really staggering statistic where she said that when she was in engineering school in the 70s, I believe it was, the number of women engineers in her program it was at 7%. Today, it's at 9%. It's really sad. Women are not going into this industry, and we need them. I mean, frankly, we need diversity. We need everybody's input. When times are changing, we need all the great ideas out there. Again, that's why we formed our Women in Power Committee, and that's why we look forward to naming these women finalists and naming our Woman of the Year.
Yes, well, it's a wonderful group, and I hope there's a big presence at PowerGen this year. Thanks for joining us again, Jennifer. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks so much, Cassie. I look forward to seeing you again.
And thanks for joining Inside the Industry. That's going to wrap things up for us on Power Today. You can link to this show at powertoday.tv, and you can follow me at @CassieHaley on Twitter. We're off for a few days for Thanksgiving. For everyone at Power Today, have a safe and happy holiday. We'll see you back here Monday at noon, 11 Central.